We have really a terrific panel this evening, and I'm expecting some very lively arguments. I think it should be a great event. I want to thank the Institute for Modern Russia for co-sponsoring the event alongside the Harriman Institute. And I also want to thank the Institute for Cooperation and Democracy for allowing Andranik to come and speak with us tonight. We have a terrific panel. We'll start off today with Evgenia Chirikova, who many of you know is an environmental activist, head of the Khimki Forest movement, as is popularly known. She's worked on this issue since 2007, and this is her first trip to the United States. And it will be a short trip, unfortunately, because she has a protest planned for the 20th, so she has to be back by Tuesday. Boris Nemcov, also well known to everyone here, one of the leading opposition figures in Russia, a former first prime minister of Russia from 1997 to 1998. He's started parties, he's run for office, he's written widely on Russian politics, and he's also not an infrequent guest of the Harriman Institute. And our third speaker will be Andranik Miganyan, who's the director of the Institute for Democracy and Cooperation, a think tank based here in New York that works on democracy issues. He's also a professor at the Moscow State Institute of International Relations in MGIMO. And I first heard him speak here at Harriman 21 years ago when I was a graduate student, so he also has long connections to Columbia. I think what we'll do is we'll start with Evgenia and then move to Boris and then to Andranik. We'll give each of our panelists about 15 minutes, strogo, 15 minut, не больше. And then we'll turn to the floor for questions, because that's always the most interesting part. So I hope you'll join me in giving a big round of applause for our panelists to begin.
Дорогие друзья, я вот по глазам чувствую, что многие из вас знают русский язык. Вот кто не знает русский язык, я просто хотела спросить, по-английски я говорю чудовищно. И вам придется просто терпеть мой английский язык, ужасный. И мне не хотелось бы вас пытать. Если хотите, я могу говорить по-английски. Если хотите, буду говорить по-русски. Как вам удобно? По-английски?
How many non-Russian speakers do we have? A few.
Так, за что проголосовали, я не поняла. For English. Okay. My dear friends, take easy. You are very courage. Yeah. And I am a leader of movement Save Khimki Forest. It's a very interesting story because I'm not a political man. I'm an ordinary woman, and a long time.
Not so ordinary.
And long time I living with my husband and two child in Khimki, in a very small town near Moscow, and I live near a very good forest. It's a very unique forest because it's last forest in south of Moscow. And when I was pregnant and walk in my forest, I see very strange red paint in oak in forest. And I come to house and I find very strange document. It was paper of Russian governor, Mr. Gromov. And according of this document, I find then my forest, it's not forest, it's a land of new road and a new infrastructure for this road. And 3 kilometers to both sides of this road, it's a new infrastructure. And I understand that it's very strange, and I understand that it's impossible for me and for my family because it's last forest, and I live in near very big and very dirty town, Moscow. It's really many pollution every day, and I'm very afraid to health of my child, of course. And after that, I, of course, write many letters to other clerk in Moscow, and I understand that nobody won't help to me, and I decide say about this problem to people, and prepare many papers with my telephone number. And when I come to forest with my small child, I stick this paper to the tree. It was 5 years ago. And after that, I'm with my friend, prepare many action. We prepare a meeting, and we send petition to Medvedev, to Putin. Every week we prepare something. Because we understand that it's our last forest, and many people who live near this forest collect in this place mushrooms and berries, yeah, berries, and take fresh water, because we have a big problem with water in our region. Yes, and in this place in forest we have very good water, fresh, and it was very good activity, and it's a normal activity for Russian, because Russian people not very active, and if governor decide then forest cut down, Russian people say yes, and it was a first time in Russian. And we have a very sadly story with my friend. It's a journalist, Mikhail Beketov. A journalist write a very good article about corruption of this project, because it's only a
Just a pretext.
It's just a pretext for yes, this road is just a pretext for take of forest land for the building many infrastructure builds, and of course it's a really corrupted project, because in this project we have a corrupted scheme, including of interest of Mr. Putin and his closely friend Arkady Rotenberg. Maybe reading about this story, because we prepare a special document about this. You can read this document in website on Bankwatch. We together prepare this this paper. And my friend Mikhail Beketov, he living in Khimki, near Moscow, near Forest 2, and he prepare article about then it's really corrupted, and governor is a corrupted man. And after that he was attacked, and in this moment Mikhail Beketov is really disabled person. He cannot move, cannot talk, he only lay down, and it was only first time. It was the first person who was attacked, and we have another case. It's a case with Kostya Fetisov. It's my friend who was included in our movement and was very active, and in last autumn he was attacked too. And of course we have a small victory in last summer. We collect in center of Moscow 5,000 people with rock star of Russian Federation, Yuri Shevchuk. And many people cried, please, President, please stop this road. We won't change this road, because we find 11 variant of this road, not through forest. Yes, and because we very need this road, and it's very strange, but I'm very wait this road. I needed this, of course, but I want road and forest together. Yes, and it was a first victory, but after special commission in Governor, our president decided to cut down our forest and build this road because he say then it's really corrupted interest, and I cannot make with this something. It's very strange. But it's right. And in this moment, we every day we we're organizing in forest a special camp in May of this year, and every day during this period, 4 months, we come every day to work and asking about special paper for this job. Role for this job, and of course this worker don't have this paper, and every day we have a problem with attack to our activists because security beaten our activists and destruct face, destruct teeth, and we have many cases, and police of course sometimes beaten us too, and every day we have this problem. And after my visit in America, I returned to my forest, to my camp, and we decide working with these cases because it's very important case for all Russian people, because many people look to our fighter and understand. Possible it's in Russian Federation make something, but it's impossible. Yes, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. We turn the floor over to Boris Nemcov.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for the invitation. I was in Colombia last year. In November, we discussed what's happened with opposition, Strategy 31, rally. It was very fruitful for me. Next month, I was arrested and spent New Year and Christmas in jail because of Strategy 31 in December 31. Well, but I want to tell you that situation in our country changed very fast, and I don't want to describe general situation. Let me tell you about the last news. I mean news about owner of New Jersey Nets, Mr. Prokhorov, who decided to take part in so-called elections and decided to be a leader of Right Cause Party in May, just a few months ago. Maybe you know that Michael is one of the richest men in the world. His business capitalization is about $18 billion. He is a shareholder of Norilsk Nickel, one of the biggest gold company in Russia and third in the world, which is Polys Zolota, with production of 35 tons of gold per year, and some other companies, including media like RBK and investment bank like Renaissance. He decided to show that there is a chance to change corrupted Russia without revolution and without rallies and demonstrations, just to modernize political system and to suggest absolutely clear agenda in economy. And he was sure that because of his loyalty and because of his good relationship with Putin and Medvedev, which is true, he will do better than me. Well, it was in May. I told him I know him for 10 years and I have good relationship with him. He's really independent, strong guy, very free, with great achievement in sport, including windsurfing. Not kitesurfing like me, but just windsurfing. Well, and he studied. He met with Putin and Medvedev and asked them, can I go to politics? And Putin said, yes. And Medvedev said, of course, like small brother, yes. Well, what's a problem? Problem just one: do not criticize us. That's a game, right? He said, okay, of course, great Putin, we'll never criticize you, we just support. Maybe some little changes inside, maybe, but very little. Generally, you are right. Generally, you build great corrupted Russia with export of oil, gas, commodities, with oligarchs, with KGB control, with destroying Caucasus, etc. But generally, you are right. A little bit will change. Okay. In June, he became a leader of this party, which is right cause. And he suggested memorandum and program how to modernize Russia. Memorandum includes governor's elections, includes mayor's elections, includes some federalism, because, you know, Putin destroyed federalism at all. He mentioned, Prokhorov, that political parties must be registered. I represent People's Freedom Party. I'm a co-chairman of People's Freedom Party, which was rejected from registration from Putin, Minister of Justice, like every independent parties in my country. During the last 10 years, Putin did not register any party at all. Now we have 7. All of them are loyal, and all of them are marionette party, all of them. Well, after that, Prokhorov mentioned that maybe it will be great to cancel censorship and to cut blacklists. I'm in the blacklist. This great lady and one of the bravest Russian lady, Evgenia Chirikova, she's in the blacklist too. It's strictly forbidden to show us on Putin TV. And Prokhorov decided to cancel this blacklist and to give a chance for NGO guys and independent activists to take part in a public discussion. But he made 3 mistakes. And this is the reason why he was fired a few days ago. First mistake, like a joke, he suggested that maybe he will be the next prime minister. It was a joke, I know him. I explain you, because of size. He is 2 meters and 4 centimeters, and what about Medvedev's size, I don't want even to mention. That's why, and Putin. Let's imagine meeting between Putin and Prokhorov. There is just one picture in internet, very funny picture, you can find it, when they shake hands, right? This is real clown picture. That's why this is the last reason why he will never be the prime minister with Putin or Medvedev, doesn't matter. But he mentioned that. Maybe if I will be successful in the elections, well, maybe I will be the next prime minister. I have my program of how to improve pension fund, how to improve education system, how to build security in Russia, etc. How to solve a problem with Caucasus, which is really a serious problem. Another joke was that if I will be the second after the United Russia Party, maybe I will take part in presidential campaign, he said. And just a few days ago, Putin and Surkov suggested him to put in his list several guys. Prokhorov refused. It was his last mistake. He refused. He said, I don't know these guys. Why should I put them to the list? This is absolutely stupid. I'm a leader. I have my own team. I have my own ideas. Why should I put Surkov and Putin guys to the list? Yes, I know that I'm loyal to you and to everybody, but let me do what I decided to do. It was last mistake, and he was fired. Fired like raiders, you know, of Surkov, Putin, and Medvedev. Of course, this is political decision of Putin and Medvedev to fire him. It's very trivial, and I believe that he knows that. He openly he said that Surkov is responsible. This is, of course, you know, a game. Царь хороший, бояре плохие. Well, this game is well known in our country, and Pavel knows what I'm talking about. Well, finally, they organize a radar operation against Prokhorov, using pro-Surkov and pro-Kremlin activists inside the Right Cause Party and some others activists, and now he is out of political game. Today, just a few hours ago, he published the last report in Echo Moskvy website. He published that game is over, and he doesn't want to continue his political activity. Well, what kind of lessons do we have in this story? First, there are no registered independent parties at all in Russia. Zero. Including Communist Party, including Just Russia with Mironov, including Yabloko. All of these parties strongly depend on Kremlin in terms of information policy, and chantage is a real instrument how to control loyalty of this activist. If you will be loyal, you have a chance to be on NTV or the First Channel. If you don't, forget about that. You will be like Nemtsov in livejournal.com. Well, it's a first point. Second is personal control. All of the list must be adopted in Kremlin. I mean electoral list. It's strictly impossible to put in this list guys from real opposition. For example, Yabloko has no chance to put somebody from People's Freedom Party, or some guys from Mironov Party. This is Just Russia. They invited Ryzhkov, who is the next co-chairman of our party, and people in Kremlin said, never, forget about that. Your party will be fired. Well, it's second. And third, financial. Of course, Prokhorov, in this point of view, is independent, but the rest strongly depend on financing. And financing mainly comes from Kremlin too. That's why the main conclusion, we do not have elections at all. Forget about that. We have special operation in December 4th, how to keep power and how to control the country up to 2024, because it's absolutely understandable that Putin is ready to run and to take Kremlin once again, but not for a few years, for 12 years, which is disaster for Russia, which is huge corruption, which is finally situation like in Egypt, because he decided to repeat Mubarak experience, to be forever. Well, I think that in this situation the only chance is protest. Of course, constitutional, peaceful, but protest. And our campaign will be on slogan, vote for Russia, vote against everybody. Because there is no list. Everything is under control of Putin and Surkov. What is the choice? Well, this campaign is well known in Russia like nach-nach. I don't know how to translate in English without scandals. Well, but this nach-nach campaign, I believe, after yesterday's resignation of Prokhorov, will be more popular than before. I am very proud that such guys like Viktor Shenderovich, famous writer, maybe you know this name, the most talented man which I met in my life, Dmitry Bykov, who is a famous Russian poet. He is a member of Nach-Nach movement. Dmitry Muratov, a chief editor of Novaya Gazeta, where Anna Politkovskaya worked. He's a member of Nakh too. Great Evgenia, she is a member of Nakh campaign. And I want to tell her that this is very important, because our main goal is not to be in the parliament, but to press corrupted Putin and Medvedev come back to democracy and free elections. Russia has no chance to move forward without political modernization. Zero chance. Well, another lesson of Prokhorov's story is that it's strictly impossible to change the system from inside. We have a lot of liberals who believe that let we improve a little bit Sechin, let we explain Putin that this is wrong, this is good, let's do it inside Kremlin, let's do it inside the White House, let's explain them very cautious, maybe they will understand, maybe they are patriots, maybe something like that. Story about Prokhorov shows that this is absolutely wrong strategy. Just real opposition with absolutely clear message, absolutely clear strategy, with absolutely clear understanding that political modernization must be the first. I believe such kind of policy will be successful. Not now, but it takes some time. Well, I think that we have great chance to increase our support. Nevertheless, what's happened in black PR campaign against us, nevertheless, what's happened with blacklists, and Prokhorov case shows that even loyal people will recognize that this is the end. For example, Alla Pugacheva, Russian star forever from Brezhnev time. I believe that she will survive even Putin and Medvedev together. Well, Alla Pugacheva said that Kremlin mad. She said that that's absolutely impossible. Alla Pugacheva, she was absolutely loyal. Moreover, just a few years ago, she supported Putin. And she supported the United Russia. Now she said that this is the end. This is disaster. We must change. I remember slogan of Obama about change. I think what's happened with Obama, I don't know. But, yeah, what's happened with Obama, I don't know. But Putin Russia needs not change, but real modernization. And the last point, all of the dictators throughout the world believe that they will be more lucky than previous. Nobody knows why they think in such a way. I don't know a difference between Putin and Mubarak. I don't know. I know that the end will be absolutely the same. Nevertheless, what kind of country we are taking into account. And I'm against revolution. I'm not a revolutionary guy. I'm very old. Well, this is not a single reason, but this is one of the important reasons. But who is responsible for bloody scenario in Russia? Of course, corrupted power and corrupted dictators who want to keep power forever. They're responsible. They want to organize this bloody scenario for my country. And I believe that civil society, NGO guys, activists, nevertheless, from the Khimkinsky forest or from Baikal Lake or from the city of Moscow, from left side, from liberal side, all of them have to be united to avoid bloody scenario which is organized by Putin and his team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we'll hear from Antranik Migranyan of the Institute for Cooperation and Democracy.
It's becoming a tradition that during a couple of months, or I don't know when last time we met here with Nemtsov, that we are meeting here more often than in Moscow, which is good. which
Russia is not a place for discussion.
I just returned back from Yaroslav Forum, and we had very nice discussion. A lot of people were there. A lot of different points of view were presented there. And by the way, as you said that communists are phony opposition, I can believe that because Zyuganov is a very strong politician, and he was one of the stars during Yaroslav Forum, and his party is quite successful, and he enjoys a lot of support. And this is the only real mass party. But I'm not going to talk about that. I would like to distinguish the difference between me and my friends here sitting next to me. One is politician and another a public activist. I am a political analyst, and as a doctor, as a physician, I am just diagnosing the people and their activities. And this is the basic difference. That's why I'll try, though I have, and Boris knows that, I have my very strong positions on many issues, and Steve knows that. Of course, this has some impact on my analysis, but I am trying to be as objective as it's possible, and even I think Boris will confirm that when he was fighting to be a leader for the Union of Right Forces between Gaidar and Nemtsov, I wrote an article and supported his candidacy in late 90s because I considered at that time that he is more...
That's why I won.
Yeah, and he won. That's true. And by the way, at that time, even I voted for them because of you and Hakamada. But at that time, your slogans were very clear slogans. Putin for president, Kiriyenko for the mayor of Moscow, and Union of Right Forces to Duma. And this was the last time when you won. But this is not the problem that somebody is trying to limit the people in the right to become more popular or to win the elections. I can give you a couple of examples. When Yeltsin destroyed the Russian parliament, practically the Communist Party was eliminated. The political sphere was dominated by liberals. Gaidar, Burbulis, and all these people. They had the monopoly over the TV and mass media. They had monopoly over everything in the country. And they lost the election to Zhirinovsky. And next time, Chernomyrdin's party had a total state dominance over everything. And they lost terribly to communists. They got only 10%. And as I said, only 8% this Union of Right Forces got in 99, if I remember correctly. That
8.5.
In year 99, the elections, 99, 8.5, when they were really responsible politicians, not marginals. But of course, unfortunately, liberals everywhere are marginals. Even in this country where we are sitting, every day you can watch the television. From 10 to 15% people consider themselves liberals, from 35 to 40 conservatives, and 40% independents, which means you need to know that. You are becoming more radical, you are becoming more extremist, and nobody wants to vote for you. And especially if people had this sad experience, which they, of course, exercised in early 90s, when practically a country was devastated and people lost much more than during the Second World War. I think the famous book, Steve Cohen, The Failure of Crusade, when he showed in figures what was practically the losses in peacetime period. Country lost more than during the most terrible and severe war in all human history. But now I would like to say a couple of words concerning to my neighbor, a young lady who is cheered here as a hero and as a really very popular person in Russia. all she told you, you knew a lot from Western media. I would like to tell you a couple of things which you don't know. This is another face of the problem. By the way, by chance, by my terrible luck, I bought a house in the direction where is Khimki Forest. And every day for 10 years, I am crossing Khimki. My house is on 13th kilometer from Moscow. Every day I spend 3 hours to reach the center of the city. Can you believe that? I fly to Yerevan for a much shorter